All right, we are live. We are live. Welcome to Live from Tech Alley. I am one of your hosts today, Jason LeDuc. You're going to see a series of us coming through today, but we are here at Taverna Costera in downtown Las Vegas. We're actually inside today instead of up on the roof deck, and it's kind of nice because it's a little cool here on a November day in Las Vegas. You know, we love being upstairs, but we had to be inside today. So we are here at Taverna Costera. They are one of the primary sponsors for the Tech Alley event. They are hosting the coffee, the water, the location here for where we can do our networking. And most importantly, they are hosting a free lunch for everybody who's attending here at Tech Alley today. So if you're in Las Vegas, if you are interested in tech topics, if you're interested in tech startups, software development, AI, prototyping, hardware, you name it, drones, I think I said AI already, you know, fintech, crypto, Bitcoin. If you're interested in any of those things and you are in Las Vegas today and you don't have anything else going on, come on down to see us at Tech Alley, downtown Las Vegas, corner of Charleston and Main. We're centered around Taverna Costera. There are lots of great tech meetups and tech talks going on today. You're always going to learn something. And I've been coming to Tech Alley for almost 3 years now. And every time I come, I make a really valuable connection every single time. Today is no exception because our first guest today is someone I just met. His name is Tarby Bryant.
That's correct.
I'm going to let you explain who you are and what you do, but we just met a couple of minutes ago, and already I've made at least one valuable connection at Tech Alley. So if you're looking to make valuable connections in business or in tech or just in the Las Vegas area, come on down. Tarby, tell us all about yourself.
Well, Jason, thank you very much. I'm Tarby Bryant. We moved here just in August of this year. I run an event once a month called the Gathering of Angels. We're using Blackfire Innovation as our venue for this event. It's an angel network of folks who get together once a month for 2.5 to 3 hours. We have 4 young companies that make presentations, each for 15 minutes, and a group of angel investors that come and sit. If they see something they like, usually 1 to 30 days after the meeting, they write a check. The Gathering of Angels is 28 years old, something that I started in New Mexico, spread it all over the country. We do it only here in Las Vegas now. I've done over 450 fundings, ranging from 10,000 at the low end to 12.5 million for a medical device company called iMed that we raised $12.5 million for.
I have so many questions. So as you and I talked about off camera, the audience, if you've been watching a while, you probably know this, but if you're new, you don't, or if you just don't listen to what I say, you probably don't. When I was working on my MBA at UNLV, I was part of a student-led angel investing group called Rebel Venture Fund, and that's where I fell in love with the tech world.
Right.
I was 20 years in the Air Force. I was an engineer. I did tech stuff in the Air Force,
Right.
But that's very different than the tech world and the startup world.
That's right.
So I fell in love with doing deals. I fell in love with watching pitches. I fell in love with looking at pitch decks and giving founders feedback on their pitch decks.
Yeah.
So I got away from it a while, then I got back involved a couple of years ago. So I have so many questions about its Gathering of Angels.
Gathering of Angels.
Do you have an investment philosophy? Do you have a certain kind of companies you invest in? Is it very broad? Is it very narrow? What is it you're looking for in your angel network?
Well, as always, angel groups and also venture capital is always looking for a unicorn that basically has a $1 billion valuation, but that's not always possible. So anything that's interesting that I can understand the business model for, they send me an executive summary, 1 or 2 pages, the first part of their business plan, and send me a pitch deck of 12 to 20 slides. I take a look at it, and if I would invest in it, I will open a discussion with an entrepreneurial company. I extend them an invitation to present. They pay a small fee of $1,500 to present.
Okay.
You get me as your business coach for 8 to 10 hours, preparing that particular company for a pitch. The pitches occur, I do practice sessions online on Zoom, preparatory to them presenting. I help them with their executive summary, tighten it up, and also go through the slide deck. And I have kind of a model of 5 minutes of the 15 minutes is on the product or service,
Okay.
5 minutes on the management team and advisors, 5 minutes on the 5-year projections, the capital needs, the use of funds, and the exit strategy. And then what I call a good Southern Baptist close. Come on down, join the team.
Love it. Love it. Got to have that call to action at the end. We all learn in business pretty early when we're marketing and doing sales. You got to have that call to action at the end. So founders do pay a fee to come pitch to Gathering of Angels, but what you're really paying for, if I understand it right, you're not paying to come pitch. You're paying for the coaching to be ready to pitch in front of the group, and so you have a really professional, high quality, well-crafted pitch before you go in front of the group.
Well, that's really right. I've had people, entrepreneurs, that are uncoachable, or they refuse.
I have too.
Or refuse to take coaching. And they say, I do this for a living, and I tell them pretty clearly that I do as well. And often they've paid a fee in advance. They say, I'm not coachable. I don't want to have a coaching session. And I said, you're not going to present. So they have to go through my process. I have to basically clean up their act a little bit, put the right kind of lipstick on, and then send them out in front of the angel investors. I also help them with the follow-up. Everybody that presents at the Gathering of Angels gets a evaluation sheet. So you're graded by the people in the audience on your business model, the quality of the presentation, the depth of the management team, the advisors that are helping, are the financial projections achievable, and do you have a clearly defined exit strategy? How do I get my money back as an angel investor? It's not Uncle George, who doesn't really care whether he gets paid back or not. These are angel investors that you as a presenter have never met before.
So you said you've invested in over 450. You've made 450 investments.
That's
How many
correct.
pitches have you seen to get to that?
I've probably done over 4,000 pitches over the time. And to basically present, it's a 15-minute presentation, but I see about 20 potential presenters every month to pick the best 4.
So doing math in my head, you choose to invest in about 10% of the pitches you see.
That's correct.
And then for every pitch you decide to see, you look at 20 more.
Yeah.
So
I'm a busy guy.
You're a busy guy, which is part of what I'm getting at, but also founders, when you're out there, understand that investors are looking at this number of companies. They don't have a lot of time to look at your pitch. So you want to be crafted really, really well. You want to make that impact in that executive summary. Yes, the rest of the business plan is important. You got to do all that work, but you got to communicate really clearly to investors why you're a good investment for them.
That's really correct. And, catching somebody's attention in the first minute is critical. If you tell a joke that doesn't work, that doesn't work. And if you basically talk about yourself during the first part, they're interested in you, but they're also interested in why this is a novel offering that nobody else has, or you've got a different turn, a twist on it, something that basically makes it unique and marketable, and that maybe you have some customers that are already, proving the business model of what you've got, and you've surrounded yourself with a strong management team. Somebody asked me recently when I was teaching a course in Georgia at Kennesaw State, what are the 3 most important things for an angel investor? I said, they're easy. Management team, and management team.
I wanted to get into that because, if you watch things like Shark Tank, if you're around this community a little bit, every investor is different. They have different priorities, things they're interested in. But universally, what they say the most important thing is the management team, much more so than the idea. And you talked about ideas being novel, much more so than the idea being novel. You don't always need to be in a blue ocean.
That's right.
If you have a great management team, this is my understanding as someone who, as a student-led angel investing fund with money that had been donated to the university, not investing my own money, I certainly was looking at a lot of things. But that management, we were always concerned with, can they pull off what they say they're going to pull off?
And does the business model change? And the answer is it always changes because things happen, and you surrounding yourself, because you don't have any money usually when you start, but having some people that believe in you as the CEO, that you can basically pull off this transaction, surrounding yourself with good people on the management team, either in an interim position or basically full-time if they're willing to step aside and, follow your dream, and then have advisors that you listen to for coaching.
That's a great line of questioning I want to follow up on, because a lot of founders do find themselves in that position. It's time to step aside. It's time to hire that professional CEO, that professional COO. How do you know as an investor when it's time to have that conversation with a founder?
Well, you have to look at, does he or she have the ability to execute?
Mm-hmm.
Vision without execution is hallucination. So you basically have to be able to execute your scheme and dream that you have and your business plan. And if you're unable to execute it and you haven't surrounded yourself with people that can help you get it done, you need to be looking for the door.
And that's the clip of the day. Vision without execution is hallucination. I'm going to steal that for my courses I work with leaders on. I love it so much. I do want to dig into one more topic before we let you go, because I know you've got a lot of people you want to meet today. I'm sure you want to get over to see Kurt's talk.
I do.
So traction. How do you feel about traction? You talked about proving the business model out 10 years ago. Traction, not so important to as many investors as it is now. How do you feel about seeing that traction, getting those sales or those pre-sales, having a founder or an entrepreneur team do that? Put more simply, how important is traction to you versus the rest of what you look at in an investment?
Well, I think you have to prove the business model to prove that, people like the dog food. And if they don't have some pre-sales, even if it's a beta, you give it away for a while, then you start getting people that would pay for what you have. I think that's a validation of your business model. And then surrounding yourself with a good team, obviously. Traction, having a marketly viable product is critical. Having somebody that likes the dog food and then having a team around it that basically, believes in you and believes in your dream and is willing to spend all night, all day long in your behalf. So you've got to have all of those to make it work.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, you've heard me say it a million times, and now you don't have to believe me. You can believe someone who's actually putting their own money in to investing, how important traction is and getting those first sales and then adjusting that product market fit and continuing to get sales. Anything else you want to share with us? Tell everyone how they can reach you if they're a founder who's looking to connect up with Gathering of Angels.
So again, my name is Tarby Bryant, Tarby, Bryant. It's called the Gathering of Angels. My telephone number is 404-606-2193. My email is easy, Tarby C. Bryant, C in the middle, tarbcbryant@gmail.com. The event is the 20th of November. December the 10th is the second one, January 15th, the third one, and then I've got a big event in April of next year. GatheringofAngels.com. I'd be glad to work with anybody that is interested and looking for capital.
Well, I can't wait to follow up with you, talk about us somehow participating in your event coming up in April. I think that'd be fantastic. Looking forward to continuing the conversation, Tarby. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Good luck and enjoy Tech Alley.
Good. Thank you so much.